Hi there, brick builders. Today we have another truck. A European style truck with a cap over, and it's done by JieStar. It's remote controlled and it's a Scania if you trust the stickers. I know. It's a Scania S Series, at least that's what I think it should be. And JieStar delivers also a big sticker set, but since it is a bit cluttered with this thing on, even this one has the big lights in the top, I went with a separate Scania badge, and that's it for stickers and badges on this set for me. Your mileage may vary. So we're talking about the Jie Star JJ9070, a Scania S Series, that's at least what I think. It's from Technic pieces and we have 1708 of those. It is 42 centimeters long, 23.5 centimeters wide and 20.9 centimeters tall. And we have a digital remote and two motors, one for the driving and one for the steering, which self-adjusts to get back, so it's a servo motor. What we don't have is a box, so we go straight for the instructions, and first we get our dream catcher. Yes, those things still exist, and with JieStar they do exist especially. Then we get our ridiculous sticker sheets. Yeah, you might be reminded to a special Danish company that does those big sticker sheets and multiples of them, and we also have two of them in this set, but they stayed as they have been. Looking at the instructions, the first thing we see is how to use the brick separator. One of those is in there and it looks just like the Danish thing, but I guess different enough. The instructions themselves are big. The booklet is big enough and you don't really need glasses. You don't have those odd coloring problems which have other sets because you don't have that many colors. But you do have two tones of red, but anything else is quite clear. We do have sub-assemblies, and in the end the instruction booklet has 180 pages. A lot of them are just for parts list and other stuff, so we have the instructions on 162 pages with 233 steps in there, and those are delivered in 9 sections. In the end the motors are built in and the battery box. This has not been too easy, but that's something for later also. So let's have a look at the set. First we get two mirrors. They are not silver in the original, they are grey, but I do like mirroring mirrors, so I put some aluminium tape on them to have them really be shiny. Then the doors do have opening mechanisms. I wouldn't trust them for transporting purpose, but it's rather nice that you can close them. Looking at the front, yes, we get the big logo here, and that's nothing that comes with the set. That's something I bought separately as a badge, and I glued it on there, and it's rather large, but that's the funny part of it, I guess. Then we have our battery compartment. You can open it and you can access the battery from there. It's a rather nice solution because nobody would guess that those are there. They come with a special problem, but that's for later again. Then we have the remote here. It's left and right and right and left and back and forth and forth and back, and that's basically it. When you put it together, forth and back is swapped, so you have to press the forward and backward button for 3 seconds simultaneously so they swap, and then it's all fine. It's digital, but I guess it's precise enough for this kind of model. It's not a wheel loader or a forklift, so precision is important but not that important. Inside the cockpit we have 2 seats, we have a steering wheel which is not connected to anything, we have a bunch of dashboard stuff, but that would be just stickers, so no, it's not here. And that's basically it in there, so it's okay. Then let's have a look on the underside. We have our 2 motors here. The front one is for the steering, so it's the servo, and the back one is, I guess, a XL engine that JieStar uses. So that's it here. On the back 2 axles are driven by that one, so they do have diffs in there, and also the front has a diff in there. So all the 3 axles are with diffs. So yeah, that's rather unique, I guess. So let's open the set, and in this case it's literally I gonna open the cabin, since there is a mechanism that can do that. It's a bit fiddly, but it does work once you know how to do that. It's a bit like you have it with a real truck with the cap over things to work on the motor, and we get the engine in here where you would suspect it. And this motor does really run when you start the engine or when the thing is rolling. As we can see here, it's a V8 and it's running rather well. It's not really disturbing the vehicle from running, so everything well here. And then we got a trailer. Yeah, this looks really fancy. Not. But it's a trailer, and a truck, I guess, needs a trailer, and therefore I built one. But I hadn't had all the Technic pieces, so I built one with normal tiles basically, and at least some wheels, which is better than non-wheels, so cope with it. And if you got a trailer, you gotta have a load, and this time this is our VW bus from Tigaoli that has already been shown in another video, I guess. And the trailer is that big because it needs to accommodate the bus, and the bus is gonna get on that, and that is also the test for the engines here. Can our truck trail this bus, which is not really a light thing? And the truck delivers. Yes, it runs, and it runs without problems, without real problems in the end. And we're gonna got here outside. No, it's not an off-road vehicle. No grass please. We got stone, we got tiles, and this runs without big problems. No, it won't do any off-road stuff, and it's rather abruptly at an end once you get something like a step or something that's a bit higher. We don't have that much of ground clearance anyway. The only mishap I had is one axle that went loose from one of the wheels in the back, since they are just put into the diff, and that's basically it. So it can rattle loose. I guess I have to do something about that in the long run, but in this case putting it back and everything runs perfectly again. And then this is our brick separator. It looks rather Danishly, but I guess there is some reason JieStar is doing it without any problems. Maybe people in Denmark don't like green. And this is how it came to me. We get 9 sections with a big bag for every 2 sections, and smaller bags in there with the pieces that we need and love, and special bags for all the pins and all the electric stuff that came separately anyway. There is also a static version of this one, but this time I wanted one that can do all the driving stuff on its own. And therefore it's a heavy duty truck, and on the same time it's a race truck, I guess, from all the stickers. So please JieStar, pick one. So yeah, that begs the question, what do I think of it? And on the whole, it's a very nice set. it's working. It's working as a remote control set. It's not too heavily falling apart, and the bricks are good, and even the colors with the two-tone are rather nice. So yeah, it's a good set, full stop. But, and there's always a but. This time there are some buts. But the first is the biggest one for me, and it's really annoying, I guess, since even in the instructions there is the cable length of those cables from the motors to the battery box signed as 40 centimeters, but those are not 40 centimeters, at least for the motors that are delivered by JieStar. So I really had to extend both of them and buy some extension cables to get the thing running as it was supposed to, at least with the battery there where we've seen it. So please JieStar, lengthen your cables. Thank you. The whole remote situation is digital in this case, and it's not really a problem. The servo works well enough, even if you can only fully tilt and tilt in no way whatsoever. You can't really trim it. This might become a problem someday, but it's not really that it's too heavy as a problem here. Digitally, with the speed the model has and all the other stuff in there that is not really accelerating it too fast, and it's rather precise even if it is digital, so not really a problem. It's not a stunt vehicle at this point, and therefore yeah, it's fine. The building of the set is rather pleasurable also, since you get a lot of sub-assemblies and the pins are holding well. They are not as hard to put in as, for example, with Tigaoli or other GoBricks stuff, but they are working fine. They're absolutely enough for the remote control stuff here, and you get your big assemblies that you're putting together with 10 or 15 pins sometimes, and it's passable. It's not like you have to bang on it with a hammer to get those stuff together, and it's working well. It's rather precise, and there are real good pieces in there, so no problems here with the building. The only thing is, as I said, that the axles are axles in diffs, and they don't hold that well together. I guess so that the little accident we've seen is counting on that fact, but that's really the only thing that could be problematic in here, so all well. The other stuff is the normal pieces that are put on the short pins with the studs on it. Likely to fall off at some point, so maybe that's a bit of a more of a problem, but it also held well together while testing it, and I rather had it rattling around a lot, so even if they don't feel that secure on there, they seem to be holding on well enough. So if you have a bit of experience with building larger Technic structures, this could be for you. The sections are not that big. The sub-assemblies are quite okay to build. You are likely to do some things double or twice, since there are some things that are in the instructions a bit fishy, but that's everywhere, I guess, and you have to be concentrated on it, and it's not really something for the beginner, but a set with 1700 pieces is seldom something for a beginner. So if you have a bit of Technic experience, this might be something for you if you like it. And when running, this is also something for the younger people in there. It's not falling apart at the first look at it. It's not that fast that you can't handle it, and it's just running on rather flat surfaces. Since it might be a race truck, there should be not that much of ground clearance anyway, so it's quite okay that it runs on normal tiles outside and inside, and that's basically it. what the off-roading capabilities are in here, and that's quite okay. It's not too fast, you can land it a younger kid even, so it's working fine and it handles rather well. I had much more problems with other remote controlled models in this case, so I can't complain, and I even had my son with 7 years riding it and it was okay. The one thing you have to keep in mind is that after building the set you will encounter that you steer backwards and the thing runs forward. As I said already, you can remedy that with the remote, pressing forwards and backwards at the same time for 3 seconds, and everything is reversed. Even if you put on the remote and something has happened, hint for the kids playing with it before that, it might be that you can remedy your problem again with just pressing both directions at the same time for 3 seconds and everything is fine. About the stickers, I can't really say anything. I didn't want to have them since it clutters the model. Yes, it's a bit of a racing feeling, that is the aim here, I guess. Yeah, that might be okay for some people, but I didn't want to have something like that in the first place. A heavy duty truck was my goal here. Yes, it has not a lot of ground clearance, but heavy duty trucks don't have either, so it's okay for me to not bother with the stickers, and I didn't, so I can't say anything about them. The only thing I can say is that they have a transparent background, so you don't have the big problem of different colors at the background of the stickers, since they don't have any. The only thing here with the colors in general is that there are different reds in here. The cabin is a bit lighter in its color than the base, and I guess that's just like they wanted it to be there, since there are the same pieces in the lighter red color and the darker red color. So it's two-tone in the end, and that's rather funny. And everything else is black or unfortunately blue pins and a bit of silver and those kind of stuff, and all the normal stuff for the cogs and the other Technic pieces, so it's not really a lot of color in here. I went around the model and painted any pinhole that lurked around blue and the red portion in red with a marker, so that is a bit of a beauty patch, I guess, but this is nothing I wouldn't have done with other models also, since I don't like those blue pins anyway. In the end, as I said in the beginning, it's a nice model, it's nice to build, it's nice to drive, and it looks nice. It has a bit of a quirk with the stickers and with the non-license in this case, but if you like what you see, you can buy this thing without too much trouble once you have a bit of experience building Technic models. But that's it, and that's true for a lot of bigger Technic models, I guess. So if you liked it, you can do that, you can buy that and have a nice day with it or two building it. This being said, if you liked what you've seen, please press the like button. If you didn't like it, please comment me that, and if you really want to be awesome, please subscribe. So have fun building, have fun watching, have fun driving, and see you.